Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I'm about to start doing some scrapping today. And I kind of wanted to explain a little bit what I'm going to be doing. I am currently taking a new class by Jen Scow called Zap Your Scraps, and it's all about learning techniques for you to help you use up your scrap paper. So it's a big focus on paper, not embellishments, but there's a lot of really good tips in there about different ways to use your scraps, using scraps that have weird sizes and that are just kind of cut up strange, like using them as they are. And I really just wanted to play today. I sat down to actually start scrapping and I was like, I have a design team assignment I still need to do, but I'm not crunched for time on it. So it's not like a huge priority right now. I have some organizing I need to do for other stuff, but I really, like when I thought about that stuff, I got kind of like meh. So I just thought, you know what? I just want to play. That's literally just what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. And I had already pulled a few page kits for these Zap Your Scraps. I actually took my scraps into the living room with me while I was watching Jen's videos on my TV, and I sat there and I pulled some scraps as she was talking about, mixing patterns and doing different shapes and, how many things to use. So it was really cool. I actually ended up putting together a whole bunch of page kits, as you can see. I think I have like 5 or 6 page kits in here that I want to make using a bunch of my scraps, and I've already pulled pictures and thickers and everything. So I'm excited just to play. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to have a few videos up here soon, just making these layouts and playing around, but I just kind of wanted to give you a little background on what those layouts are going to be. So when I say that I'm using the Zap Your Scraps class, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first one here, but I am very excited to get started on it. And as you can see, I've mainly just pulled thickers, my picture, background paper, and my scraps that I plan on using. So like this is my page kit right here for this first one. And I am going to get started and pull some embellishments and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited about this class, and it has really taught me a lot so far, even though I've been scrapping for about 14 years, 13, 14 years now. So I consider myself a pretty seasoned scrapper, but let me tell you, you can always learn new things and just, get new tips and tricks, and there's always going to be something else to learn. So I'm really excited to dive into this class and start making some really good stuff out of it. So that is what's going to be coming up. And I am going to shut my phone off because it keeps going off and I don't like it. And I'm going to be watching The Blacklist and probably some Blind Spot on my iPad while I work this morning. And yep, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I realized I don't have any embellishments yet, so I need to get some. And the first thing that popped into my head was this washi tape here, and that's like a film strip washi tape. And I thought that that would go really nicely with my theme. And then I'm also going to pull some stickers, I believe. I'm going to be throwing things up here on my desk as I'm kind of pulling them from my stash. So I'm not actually sitting at my desk right now. I'm walking around my room getting some stuff. But I pulled some wood veneer, and there's some stickers right there. And then I'm also going to be getting into my die cuts for this as well. Those are sitting by my desk, so I don't have to kind of go through those quite yet. But this layout is actually a Halloween layout, and this is what I was for Halloween this past year in 2016. I don't normally dress up for Halloween, but our spouse group had a bunko game that we did one night, and it was a Halloween theme, so we were all supposed to dress up. So I just kind of threw something together of stuff that I already had at my house. And I was a Netflix marathon, so I kind of dressed up like I was about to run a marathon. I had my running pants on and a, long sleeve shirt, and my husband actually has run marathons, so I used one of his not trophy, but like one of his ribbons, or what are those called? Medals that hang around your neck. I don't even know what those are called. Medals, I guess. So I used one of his medals and a headband and all that. So I dressed up like I was going to run a marathon, and then my number is Netflix 24/7, and I had popcorn and a glass of wine, and I used stickers to Actually, I used sticker paper to print out some of my favorite Netflix shows, and I put them kind of on my shoulders, so that was kind of fun. Okay, so I'm using my scraps here. I grabbed a bunch of scraps, and I'm using reds and grays, and that's kind of my basic colors here. And I had this alphabet paper from Studio Calico that I've had for a very long time, and as you can see, I've cut into it a lot because I've used it for titles, but I thought about trying to use it as it was, you know, just as a whole sheet, even though I had letters cut out of it, but I don't know, it created some really awkward spaces that I didn't really want to try to fill up, or that wasn't really where my design was going to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it up. I'm just going to cut up a few strips here of random letters, and I'm going to just use those as some layering pieces. But I do end up using quite a few things. I think I use like 4 strips of these letters, and then the rest of them I'm just going to toss because I'm not going to try to cut them up any further. That background paper, that notebook paper is from Crepe Paper, from a paper pad. And I grabbed that because it's a nice neutral. I have a lot of patterns going on here, and it has red in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about where I want these to go. And I thought that paper kind of, you know, not only for the colors, it definitely went for the colors, obviously, but it also kind of went because, you know, when you're searching for Netflix, you're putting in your letters and all that. So that's kind of where my head was when I was deciding to use this paper for this layout specifically. Okay, so I'm kind of getting my basic layout done here. And I'm just kind of cleaning up my scraps as I'm going. They're not all completely straight just because I had previously cut into them and, you know, all that stuff. So, but I did put a very thin red border around my picture as well. It was just a scrap piece of cardstock, and I did have to cut my picture down a little bit, but that's okay. I made it work. And now I'm going to use some ink to ink some of these papers here, and looking back, I didn't really need to. It doesn't really show up all that well, and that's because that color is old paper. Very, very light brown, almost like a greenish, and it just, I don't know, it really didn't make a difference. So, and I guess I didn't really need it, so it's not that big of a deal. But, all right, so I have that piece there, and I'm going to put a border of this washi tape down here, and this is film strip washi tape. I don't know who made that. I've had it for a very long time. I want to say I maybe got it at Michael's, but I really love that washi tape, and it works great, obviously, for like TV or movie themed layouts. And I'm going to go ahead and get my scraps down here. And as you can see, I'm not really cutting anything up besides that alphabet paper. That's the only one that I really cut into. Everything else I'm pretty much leaving as is. I'm just kind of layering them up here. And I'm going to use these 2 over here to do just another little embellishment cluster area, and I'm going to use some washi tape on that side as well. And like I said, these letters, this letter paper is not supposed to make any sense. It's just going to be kind of random. But I ended up using it, so I was happy about that. Okay, now I'm going to use these stickers. These are called hardcover, and they're like a red foil, and I'm going to spell out Netflix Marathon. And it's going to fit really perfectly right there. And I'm drinking some coffee out of my Harry Potter mug. And then I had that wood veneer hashtag that I pulled out, so I'm going to use that as part of the title as well. And I'll just incorporate that when I stick it down, which will be right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive to put these down. These are chipboard, so they're not going to stay for the long run, so I always make sure I put a little extra adhesive on the back of them when I put them down. I'll go ahead and put down this hashtag as well, so that'll go right next to the Netflix word. And that is all done. And then I'm going to use some of these Pink Fresh Studio transparent words. So I have that one there that says noted. And then I'm going to use this hooray up here, and that just helps to bring in that blue a little bit from that scrap paper as well, because there is blue in it. And then I have a couple other wood veneers here that I'm going to use. I'm going to use that little red photo corner here, and that is from this Kelly Perky, I think this is called Second City die cut pack. And I'm looking through to see if there's anything else that I like in here, but there ends up not really being anything that really stands out to me. And then I have this LA Studio little cut apart card here, and I'm going to cut out this little tag that has a house on it, because when you watch Netflix, you're usually at home, right? And that's where I'm going to do my journaling. So you'll probably be able to see it better in the close-ups when I show you my picture, but I have little stickers on my shoulders of some of my favorite Netflix shows, and I think I did 4 of them. So what I did was I did House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, and I wonder what the 4th one was. I'll have to think about it a little bit. But I was trying to do like Netflix original, you know, original shows. I'll probably think of it here in a minute, but those 3 definitely are my top favorites. And then I'm pretty sure I had a 4th one on there. I just can't remember exactly what it is. I just double checked, and it was Breaking Bad, which is not a Netflix original, but I did watch it on Netflix, so that was another one that I put on there. Okay, so I got my awesome speech bubble wood veneer put down there. And I'm going through this die cut pack, which is just kind of some random stuff. It's just things I've collected randomly, or they're from manufacturers who I don't buy from very often. I have this little cut here that says made on that little label. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on here because I made that outfit. So if you can say made the outfit, it's more just put it together. And then I have that little someday circle, and I'm not going to use the someday at all. I just needed it for the color, so I'm just going to kind of layer it up and have the someday hidden. I'm just going to layer these up above my picture here, and then use that heart everyday wood veneer as well. And I'm just going to put that back because I'm not going to use it. So I'll go ahead and put this wood veneer down. And then I also have this little sticker here from LA Studio that says Good Times. And then I'm also going to use this little favorite arrow right there. And I'll go ahead and do my journaling as well. I'm just going to stick that right down there and just talk about how we had a Halloween bunko, and I threw this together to go, and I ended up winning Most Creative. So that was fun. And I did actually have popcorn in that popcorn bowl. It's like, I'm not going to walk around with an empty popcorn bowl. And I ate popcorn all night. It was fantastic. Okay, I stamped the date on there as well. I just put October 2016. I can't remember the exact date we had bunko, but it was definitely in October. And then I'm going to use some of these enamel dots here. And these are from My Mind's Eye. And they're just a nice kind of a light blue that's going to tie in with that light blue that I have going on in the scrap paper. And then that's going to complete my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have a link down below to Jen's class if you guys are interested in taking it. If you have a lot of scrap paper, I would highly suggest doing this because you are going to make a good dent in it just by watching some of her tips and tricks. All right, hope you guys have a great day. I will see you again soon. Bye.